Ireland, on the western edge of Europe, feels like a place where history and nature are closely connected. With its green hills, rugged cliffs, and ancient villages that tell stories of old traditions and resilient people. Over the centuries, Ireland has been shaped by many cultures, from the Celts to the Vikings, each leaving its mark on the country's architecture, language, and way of life. From ancient stone ruins to lively modern cities, from quiet shores to misty mountains, this country has something for everyone. By preserving these unique places, we not only honour our past, but also ensure that future generations can explore and treasure these wonders just as we do today. Perched on the rugged coast of County Sligo stands Classiebawn Castle, a Gothic marvel built in the 19th century that commands spectacular views over the Atlantic Ocean. Its design is an impressive example of Scottish baronial architecture, blending rugged stone walls with Gothic-style turrets and towers. Classiebawn Castle is famously associated with the British royal family, particularly the cousin of Queen Elizabeth II. He often vacationed here, and it became one of his favourite retreats until his tragic death nearby in 1979. It offers stunning views of the iconic Benbulben mountain, a unique flat-topped formation that dominates the surrounding landscape. Often called Ireland's Table Mountain, its limestone cliffs are shaped by glaciation over millennia. Rising majestically behind Classiebawn, the mountain creates an otherworldly scene, steeped in Irish folklore and myth. Local legends say Benbulben was once the hunting grounds of the mythical warrior Fionn mac Cumhaill and his Fianna warriors, who were a band of elite warriors sworn to protect the High King of Ireland. The Grianan of Aileach is a stone ring fort, believed to have been constructed around the 6th or 7th century AD. Though the current stone ring was restored in the late 19th century, the site itself is thought to have a history that predates this structure by several centuries. According to legend, it was built by Deirdre, a god and chief of the Tuatha De Danann, one of the mythical races in Irish folklore. Deirdre was said to have built the fort in memory of his son Eir, who was buried on the hill. In medieval times, the fort became the stronghold of a powerful clan that ruled much of Ulster for centuries. It served as a symbol of their power and prestige until it was eventually sacked in the 12th century by the High King of Munster, another region. Cashel is a historic town known for its medieval charm and iconic landmarks, including the majestic Rock of Cashel and the serene ruins of Moher Abbey. Towering over the town is the Rock of Cashel, one of Ireland's most iconic sites and a beacon of Cashel's long and storied past. This majestic limestone hill is crowned with a remarkable complex of medieval buildings that include a round tower, a cathedral, and a stunning chapel adorned with ancient frescoes. It was once the seat of the kings of Munster before it was gifted to the church in the 12th century, becoming an important religious site. It is often said that this place marked the region's conversion to Christianity, as it is rumoured to be the baptism place of the first Christian king of Ireland. Just a short walk down the hill from the Rock of Cashel is Moher Abbey, a beautiful yet haunting ruin. This 13th century Cistercian abbey was established in 1266 after the Archbishop of Cashel reportedly had a vision instructing him to establish a monastery on this land. It is unique among Irish monasteries for its picturesque placement in open fields, with sweeping views of the Rock of Cashel behind it. The abbey also holds the distinction of being the last Cistercian abbey established in Ireland. In fact, its architecture reflects the Cistercian commitment to simplicity, as it features an open cloister, a large nave, and minimal ornamentation. Dingle Peninsula, a peninsula renowned for its ancient sites, sensational coastal views, and dramatic landscapes that showcase Ireland's rugged beauty. Starting at the westernmost point of mainland Ireland is Dunmore Head, where jagged cliffs drop dramatically into the Atlantic. From this vantage point, the Blasket Islands are visibly seen lying just offshore, which are a cluster of islands that once housed a small but lively community until their evacuation in 1953 due to the challenges of island life. Situated near Dunmore Head is the Slieve Head Drive, one of Ireland's most scenic routes. It guides visitors past historic sites, rolling green hills, and spectacular coastal views on the way to the famed Dunquin Pier. One of the scenic highlights along the route is Cashel Murphy, a remarkable ring fort dating back over 1,000 years. This ancient stone settlement provides insight into early Irish life. Its past is evident in its well-preserved stone walls and structures that were once home to families, livestock, and communal gatherings. These types of structures were crucial for survival in medieval Ireland. The thick walls and enclosed layout help protect inhabitants from raids, wild animals, and harsh weather. Cashel Murphy's coastal position allowed residents to keep an eye on the surrounding land and sea, making it easier to spot any potential threats from a distance. As mentioned before, the Slieve Head Drive leads to Dunquin Pier. It is a steep and winding path that leads down to the water's edge, where small boats ferry visitors to Blasket Islands. In the past, islanders would transport livestock and goods along this narrow route to be shipped across the water, often braving fierce Atlantic waves and unpredictable weather. Interestingly, the pier's dramatic landscape was featured in the 1970 film Ryan's Daughter, which brought international attention and contributed to the growth of tourism in the area. A short drive inland soon steers towards the Gallerus Oratory, an extraordinary early Christian stone church thought to be over 1,000 years old. Built without mortar in a dry stone style, the structure resembles an upturned boat, perfectly weatherproof and symbolic of the early Irish monks' devotion and ingenuity. Dingle Lighthouse, a charming beacon perched on the coastline with expansive views across Dingle Bay. Designed by the famous Irish engineer James Walker, who was responsible for building several lighthouses around Ireland. The lighthouse marks the entrance to Dingle Harbour and guides fishing boats safely home. The journey concludes in Dingle Town, a lively harbour town known for its colourful buildings, welcoming locals, and dynamic music scene. It was especially famous for its resident dolphin, Fungi, who has been visiting the harbour since 1983. Unfortunately, he's since moved to new waters or passed away, and he was never seen again since 2020. Burrishoole Abbey is a serene and hauntingly beautiful 15th century Dominican friary with a deep history. Founded in 1469 by a member of the influential Burke family, the abbey is surrounded by an old graveyard, with headstones dating back centuries, with many notable Irish chieftains and local families being buried there. Despite its dissolution, the graveyard has continued to be used up to the present day, and multiple locals have ancestors interred at Burrishoole. Unlike many monastic sites, Burrishoole was never officially suppressed during the dissolution of the monasteries, which allowed the Dominican friars to continue their religious activities here, albeit in secret. Today, Burrishoole Abbey stands in partial ruins, although much of its Gothic stonework is still intact, including a beautifully pointed archway, a distinctive bell tower, and remnants of intricate carvings. Trim, a town situated along the banks of the River Boyne. It offers a journey back to an era of Norman conquest. At its heart stands the massive Trim Castle, one of the largest Norman castles in Ireland. Dominating the landscape with its imposing stone keep and extensive fortifications, the castle remains one of the best preserved fortresses of its kind in Ireland. Originally built to consolidate Norman control and serve as a residence and military stronghold, Trim Castle fell out of use by the 16th century, with parts dismantled in the 17th. Despite this, The castle remained an imposing landmark, deeply embedded in local history and legend. One of the most famous legends associated with the castle is the tale of A O'Neill, an Irish chieftain who attempted to take the castle back from the Normans but failed to. After his execution, it is said that his vengeful spirit still haunts the castle grounds. The castle's cultural influence even reached Hollywood, as it famously served as a filming location for the epic movie Braveheart. Just a short walk away are the remains of St. Mary's Abbey. The Abbey is most notable for its striking yellow steeple, a medieval bell tower that once served as a guiding landmark for pilgrims. The tower has proven to be sturdy throughout history, as it even survived the siege of Trim by Oliver Cromwell's forces in 1649, when the rest of the abbey was destroyed. Originally founded as an Augustinian abbey, it was an important centre of religious life and learning in medieval Ireland. However, like many monastic institutions in Ireland, St. Mary's fell into decline following the dissolution of the monasteries in the 16th century, ordered by Henry VIII. Close by is Bective Abbey, a tranquil and well-preserved monastic site with an affluent Cistercian history. Founded in 1147, it was the second Cistercian monastery established in Ireland and was closely associated with the nearby Trim Castle and the powerful Anglo-Norman lords who dominated the region. Architecturally, Bective Abbey is a beautiful blend of Romanesque and Gothic styles, with its signature cloisters and vaulted arches. Like St. Mary's Abbey, it was deeply affected by the dissolution of the monasteries and declined into ruins during that period of time as well. One of Ireland's oldest and most enigmatic prehistoric sites is Gallstone Dolmen, an ancient megalithic portal tomb unique to Ireland and Britain that is believed to have served as a burial site for a prominent member of the community. Building such a tomb would have been a group effort, showing how important rituals and remembering the dead were in ancient Irish society. Portal tombs like Gallstone may have also served as places of ancestor worship, where communities honoured the spirits of their forebears, asking for guidance, protection, and blessings. The architecture of Gallstone Dolmen reflects impressive technical skill and understanding of balance, as these ancient builders used nothing but sheer manpower to position the stones. Located along the rugged Iver Peninsula in County Kerry, Moher Ringfort is a classic example of a stone-built cashel or ringfort, and also serves as a designated national monument. This well-preserved site provides clues about Ireland's early communities, who built these strongholds as places of refuge, settlement, and agriculture amidst a challenging and beautiful landscape. The layout of the fort, with a single entrance and high walls, emphasizes the need for security and self-sufficiency. Set against the backdrop of rolling hills and the blue Atlantic, the fort also offers spectacular views that would have made it both a strategic and inspiring site. The cliffs of Moher are a geological wonder formed over 320 million years ago. Layers of shale and sandstone, shaped by millions of years of erosion and the relentless power of the Atlantic waves, have given the cliffs their striking appearance. The exposed rock faces display a variety of natural colors, from deep grays to warm browns, and are dotted with green patches of hardy coastal vegetation. The location's ethereal beauty has also drawn filmmakers, appearing in famous films like Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince and The Princess Bride, further solidifying its magical allure. Standing proudly at the cliff's midpoint is O'Brien's Tower, built in 1835 by one of Ireland's most prominent clans, who wanted to create a viewing point for visitors to appreciate the cliff's spectacular scenery. The stone tower, perched on the edge of the cliffs, offers an elevated vantage point where even the Aran Islands to the west are perceptible. Doonagore Castle is an enchanting tower house that stands on a hill in County Clare. It was originally built in the late 1500s by the O'Brien family as a fortified residence that would provide safety and status for its inhabitants. The castle's round tower, which rises over 4 stories, is distinctive among Ireland's tower houses, as most are square. Its round shape, coupled with a battlemented top and narrow slit-like windows, give it a uniquely medieval appearance and provides panoramic views of the surrounding area. After the Spanish Armada was defeated in 1558, survivors who reached Doolin's shores were captured and brought to the castle, where a local English sheriff ordered their execution at the nearby Bullyvogue Rock, leaving a lasting mark on the castle's history. Today, Doonagore Castle is privately owned and not open to the public, but it remains one of the area's most photographed landmarks. In the castle's shadow is Doolin village, a quirky settlement often referred to as a traditional music capital of Ireland. The village boasts several lively pubs where visitors can enjoy authentic Irish music sessions featuring local musicians. The lively atmosphere, characterized by spontaneous performances, attract both locals and tourists, making it a central spot for experiencing the heart of Irish culture. Just a short distance from the charming village of Doolin is the Rotten Island Lighthouse, perched on a small, rocky islet. The lighthouse was designed by the renowned engineer James W.D. O'Rourke and constructed in 1856. It features a distinctive white tower topped with a red lantern, making it easily identifiable against the backdrop of the rugged landscape. The original light source was a classic oil lamp, though it has since been replaced by modern technology. Today, the lighthouse is automated and continues to serve as an important navigational aid for vessels travelling along this vital shipping route, warning them of the hazards along the coast and guiding them safely to shore. Kilclooney Dolmen is an impressive structure that dates back to the Neolithic period, characterized by its dramatic capstone. It is believed to have been constructed around 4000 to 2500 BC, during a time when early farming communities began to establish themselves in Ireland. Interestingly, the name Kilclooney is derived from the Irish Killewen, meaning the Church of Lewin. Today, it is accessible to the public, with even interpretive signage nearby that provides insights into the Dolmen's history and significance. Kylemore Abbey. Originally built in 1867 as a private residence for a wealthy industrialist named Mitchell Henry, the abbey was designed to resemble a grand castle, complete with turrets, towers, and intricate stonework. Henry and his wife Margaret spent their summers at Kylemore, creating a beautiful estate filled with gardens and luxuriant landscapes. However, tragedy struck when Margaret passed away, and in her memory, Henry established a Gothic church on the grounds, reflecting his deep love for his late wife. In 1920, the estate was purchased by the Benedictine nuns who fled Belgium during World War I. They transformed the castle into an abbey, which they've used as a convent and school, with the nuns playing a vital role in preserving its beauty and welcoming visitors from around the world. The Burren is a striking karst limestone region. It is renowned for its distinctive limestone pavement, created over thousands of years through a process of erosion and weathering. The landscape is dotted with deep fissures known as grikes and isolated limestone blocks called clints, which create a surreal and almost otherworldly appearance. This karst formation is not only visually stunning, but also geologically significant, showcasing a unique record of Ireland's geological history. Additionally, it is also home to the Burren National Park, which is a designated conservation area. This park offers well-marked trails that showcase the area's geological and ecological features, allowing visitors to see signs that explain the park's geology and its special environment. It also has a long history of farming, with traditional practices and unique farming methods such as stone wall construction and the use of traditional breeds. The area is also sprinkled with ancient monuments, including megalithic tombs such as the Polnabrone Dolmen, a stunning portal tomb that offers a peek into the burial practices of Ireland's Neolithic peoples. Carlingford, an idyllic town renowned for its interesting historical backdrop, tracing back to medieval times. The town is filled with quaint streets, lined with traditional Irish pubs, artisanal shops, and restaurants serving delicious local cuisine. In fact, they're well known for their fresh seafood sourced from the lake. One of the town's most notable landmarks is Carlingford Castle, a 12th century fortress built by the Anglo-Normans. The castle, characterized by its imposing stone walls and towers, has witnessed centuries of history, including conflicts and changes in ownership. The area around Carlingford Castle is said to be home to mystical fairies, which the locals often suspect is the reason behind the castle's troubled history. As a result, they take care to respect the surrounding lands, fearing further wrath of the fairies. The town is also uniquely positioned along the shores of Carlingford Lough, a fjord that forms part of the border between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. This location offers stunning views of the Lough, featuring tranquil waters that reflect the changing skies. The Rock of Dunamase is a remarkable example of Ireland's medieval heritage. This Celtic formation dates back to the 12th century and was originally constructed by the Normans after their invasion of Ireland. It served as a strategic stronghold for the powerful Laois dynasty, playing a crucial role in regional defence and governance. In fact, it is said that the name Dunamase derives from the Irish phrase Dunamase, meaning the fort of the plain, reflecting its historical importance as a stronghold in the region. The castle complex features a mix of defensive structures, including walls, towers, and a unique stone keep. Rising majestically in County Donegal is Mount Errigal, the region's highest peak. With an impressive height of 751 meters, Mount Errigal dominates the landscape of the Derivay Mountains. Its distinctive pyramid-like silhouette is instantly recognizable, often shrouded in mist. At the base of the mountain lies the charming village of Dunlevy, a picturesque spot that serves as a gateway for those exploring the mountain. One of the most notable attractions in Dunlevy is the Church of the Sacred Heart, an architectural gem that draws visitors for both its beauty and historical significance. Built in the early 20th century, the church is renowned for its striking design, featuring a unique stone facade and stunning stained glass windows. The church's serene atmosphere and beautiful interior provide a welcoming space for worship and contemplation, making it an important landmark for the local community. The Aran Islands are a group of 3 islands known for their rugged landscape, historical sites, and interesting legacy. Each island has its own unique charm and attractions that draw visitors, eager to explore its beauty and history. The largest of the Aran Islands, Inishbofin, is famous for its dramatic cliffs, ancient forts, and strong Irish-speaking community. The island features iconic sites such as the remarkable wormhole, or Pole na Best, a natural rectangular pool that captivates visitors with its unique geological formation. Inishbofin, the smallest of the 3 islands, is known for its serene beauty, grassy plains, and long stone walls that stretch on for miles to divide fields. Inishbofin offers a tranquil escape with its stunning landscapes and traditional Irish culture, making it a perfect destination for those seeking to experience authentic island life. Ardmore is a picturesque coastal village on the stunning cliffs of the Irish Sea. Among its many attractions, the most prominent is the Ardmore Round Tower, a remarkable historic site that draws visitors from near and far. The tower is the centerpiece of the village and a must-see attraction for anyone visiting the area. Its sturdy structure is made from limestone and sandstone, and it is adorned with intricate carvings and details that reflect the craftsmanship of the time. Visitors can admire the tower from the outside and explore the surrounding church ruins, which include the remains of St. Declan's oratory and the old cemetery, where you can find several ancient grave markers. As one of the oldest operational lighthouses in the world, Hook Lighthouse is an iconic structure, with its origins dating back as far as 800 years. Built in the 12th century, the lighthouse stood as a cylindrical stone tower, standing 35 meters tall. The design is a striking example of medieval architecture, as its distinctive white and black stripes make it easily recognizable against the backdrop of the Atlantic Ocean. Over the centuries, it has undergone several renovations and improvements, yet its historical significance remains intact. Today, one of the highlights of a visit to Hook Lighthouse is the opportunity to climb the winding staircase to the top of the tower, as it offers stunning panoramic views of its surroundings. Cork. It is the second largest city in the country and is often referred to as the Rebel City, a nod to its rebellious past and strong sense of identity. The city has a distinctive layout, with the river flowing through the heart of the city and the famous bridges connecting its two main channels. The skyline is punctuated by an array of historic buildings, modern structures, and green spaces, showcasing the city's harmonious blend of old and new. At the centre of local governance is the Cork City Council, which plays a crucial role in managing the city's development and promoting community initiatives. This council works to maintain the city's charm while supporting economic development in an environmentally friendly and sustainable way. In recent years, Cork City Council has focused on revitalising the city centre, enhancing public transport options, and developing green infrastructure. One of the city's most notable landmarks is the Cathedral of St Mary and St Anne, also known as Shandon Cathedral. This stunning structure, with its iconic tower and beautiful glass windows, stands proudly over the city as evidence of Cork's architectural heritage. Additionally, visitors are allowed to climb to the top of the tower for panoramic views of the city and the surrounding landscape. Just a few miles away from the city is Blarney Castle, a historic fortress reputable for its gardens and the famous Blarney Stone. Its original structure was constructed in 1210 by the McCarthy dynasty, who ruled over the area. However, its current stone structure, which was built in the 15th century, showcases a blend of medieval architecture and strategic fortification, as it features tall towers, thick stone walls, and defensive structures. The Blarney Stone is perhaps the most famous feature of the castle, attracting visitors from around the globe. According to legend, kissing the stone grants the gift of eloquence, allowing one to speak smoothly and persuasively. Perched on the edge of a stunning harbour, Cobh is a charming port town known for its picturesque waterfront, colourful architecture, and maritime history. With its brightly painted houses along the waterfront, it creates a striking contrast between the deep blue waters of Cobh Harbour. In the past, it served as a gateway for immigration during the 19th and early 20th century. The town is perhaps most famously known as the final port of call for the infamous RMS Titanic. In April 1912, the Titanic stopped in Cobh, then known as Queenstown, allowing passengers to board before embarking on its ill-fated voyage across the Atlantic. Today, the town embraces this poignant part of its history with exhibitions and memorials dedicated to those who were lost at sea. Other than that, there is the magnificent St. Colman's Cathedral, a neo-Gothic masterpiece dominating the skyline. This stunning cathedral, completed in 1915, features an impressively tall spire, making it one of the tallest structures in Ireland. The intricate stonework, colourful stained glass windows, and beautifully crafted interior make St. Colman's Cathedral a focal point of the town. Malin Head is one of the most southerly points in Ireland, landmarked by its iconic bridge, which offers gorgeous views of the rugged beauty of the Irish coastline. At the heart of Malin Head's allure is the historic Malin Head signal station, which has served as a vital navigation point for ships crossing the treacherous waters of the Atlantic Ocean since its establishment in 1902. The original station was manned by skilled lighthouse keepers who monitored incoming ships and communicated important information using signal flags and other methods. To access the Malin Head signal station, visitors must cross the Malin Bridge, an architectural marvel that spans a dramatic chasm. This stunning bridge, built in 1906, is 50 metres long and 30 metres wide. It is known to be an engineering feat, constructed from local stone and steel, making it an iconic symbol of Malin Head. Carlingford Abbey is a beautifully preserved 12th century Cistercian monastery amidst the serene landscape of the Burren region. It was founded around 1194 by the Cistercian monks, who were known for their strict adherence to the rule of St. Benedict and their commitment to a life of prayer and manual labour. The name Carlingford is derived from the Irish Carlingford, meaning the Big Marsh, which reflects the abbey's location in a valley surrounded by limestone hills. Additionally, it is notable for its striking Romanesque architecture, characterized by intricate stone carvings and beautiful arches. The abbey's layout includes a church, cloister, and several monastic buildings. The abbey's layout includes a church, cloister, and several monastic buildings, all constructed from local limestone. Clew Lake, a stunning glacial lake surrounded by dense woodlands, ancient ruins, and numerous islands. While the lake itself has been a significant site for centuries, with a history that dates back to the time of the Celtic tribes, it is famous for the McDermott Castle, an island castle that adds a touch of historical intrigue to this picturesque setting. McDermott Castle was built by the McDermott family, who ruled over the area during the medieval period. The castle served as a stronghold for the family and played a crucial role in local politics and power struggles. Rising above the Atlantic Ocean are the Kerry Cliffs, renowned for their raw and natural beauty. The cliffs have been shaped by millennia of wind and waves, creating sheer rock faces and jutting promontories that showcase nature's power. On clearer days, the Skellig Michael and Little Skellig Islands appear on the horizon. The cliffs are equipped with safe viewing platforms, offering several accessible vantage points for visitors to enjoy sweeping views. Visitors can marvel at the deep blue waters of the Atlantic and the sculpted rock formations that tower above it. Just a short distance from the Kerry Cliffs lies the ancient Errigal ringfort, a fascinating piece of Irish history dating back to early medieval times. This dry stone fort, built with precision and remarkable craftsmanship, was constructed as a defensive settlement and offers insight into Ireland's ancient past. It is impressive for its sheer size and intricate masonry, as the fort's walls are thick and carefully layered, creating a sturdy boundary that has stood the test of time. The ringfort's circular design, characteristic of early Irish forts, likely symbolise the unity and strength of the family within. On a rocky hilltop in County Louth, Castle Roche is an imposing 13th century fortress with a storied history. It was constructed in the 1230s by Lady Rohesia, a member of the prominent de Verdon family, who was granted land in Ireland by the English crown. According to legend, Lady Rohesia personally oversaw the construction and design of the castle. She allegedly promised her hand in marriage to the architect who could bring her vision to life, but fulfilled her promise with a twist. After the wedding, she had him thrown from the window to protect the fortress's secrets and ensure her control over it. Therefore, the most distinctive feature of Castle Roche is the large window in the west wall, known locally as the murder window. Kinvara is a charming maritime village known for its traditional Irish background, lively atmosphere, and beautiful coastal views. The village bears its reputation as a maritime settlement proudly, with fishing boats dotting its harbour and hosting local festivals celebrating the arts and the sea. In fact, it hosts an annual festival in celebration of the Galway Hookers, which are traditional Irish sailing boats. This festival, along with other local events, invites visitors to experience Irish music, storytelling, and traditional crafts. One of the standout attractions in Kinvara is Doonagore Castle, a stunning 16th century tower house that sits proudly on the shores of Galway Bay. Built in 1520 by the O'Hynes clan, Doonagore Castle is named after King Goire of Connacht, a legendary king who is said to have ruled from this very spot in the 7th century. It is characterized by its classic tower house structure with a walled courtyard, as it served as both a residence and fortress, much like many other castles. Over the years, the castle has been carefully restored and remains one of the most photographed castles in Ireland, admired for its striking silhouette against the waters of the bay. Known for their sheer rock faces and panoramic seascapes, the Loop Head Cliffs present one of Ireland's most dramatic coastal experiences. These cliffs are part of the Loop Head Peninsula, which is designated a European Destination of Excellence. This is an initiative that promotes sustainable tourism practices in smaller tourist destinations. Loop Head and its cliffs also figure in Irish folklore, speaking of enchanted encounters and superstitions. One of the most well-known folk tales involves the Merrow, a mermaid-like creature from Irish mythology, believed to live in the depths of the Atlantic Ocean. Unlike typical mermaids, Merrows were said to be friendly and gentle creatures who often fell in love with humans. Standing proudly at the edge of the cliffs is the historic Loop Head Lighthouse, a whitewashed beacon that has safeguarded mariners for centuries. The lighthouse dates back to the 1670s in its original form, though the current structure was built in the 19th century. The Loop Head Lighthouse was featured as a location in the Star Wars film series, placing it on the map for both nature enthusiasts and film fans. The site's windswept cliffs and ocean views, combined with the mystique of its cinematic appearance, make it a unique draw along the Wild Atlantic Way, which is a dedicated tourism trail on the west coast of the country. Doe Castle was once the stronghold of the O'Donnell clan, one of the most powerful families in the region. However, 2 centuries after its construction, the O'Donnell clan's power waned, which led to the decline in the castle's importance. Other than its historical influence, the castle also has a story titled after it, which is Moher, a ballad of Doe Castle. The story is based on an Irish legend, often compared to Romeo and Juliet, which is the tragic romance of Turlough and Aileen. Much like a Shakespearean tale, Murloch and Aileen were from 2 feuding families. When Aileen's family discovered their secret romance, they murdered Turlough, and in despair, she leapt from the castle tower upon seeing his body. Known as Ireland's 3rd largest city, Limerick boasts a compelling mix of medieval architecture, Georgian elegance, and contemporary cityscapes. A centre point in Limerick's history is King John's Castle, an impressive fortress built in the 13th century. The castle saw many attacks throughout the Middle Ages, playing a central role in the wars between the native Irish and the Normans, as well as in the Cromwellian conquest of Ireland. It was particularly significant during the Williamite War in the 17th century, when the city became a symbol of Irish resistance. Today, in the courtyard, actors in period costumes demonstrate medieval skills such as blacksmithing and archery, providing a hands-on look at daily life within the castle walls. Another magnificent structure in the city is the Castle of Aranmore, which was home to the O'Grady family, part of the Irish nobility. Aranmore Castle's striking design is inspired by medieval castles, with tall, pointed towers, arched Gothic windows, and elaborate stone detailing. Its architecture reflects the Romanticism of the 19th century, when there was a fascination with recreating medieval styles. Some locals believe that the River Maig, which runs beside Drummoor Castle, holds a curse meant to protect the castle from intruders. According to the legend, anyone who approaches the castle with ill intent risks invoking the river's wrath. Slieve League Peninsula is home to the second highest cliffs in Ireland. Steeped in Irish tradition, it is a place where the Irish language is still spoken and ancient myths are alive in local folklore. The village of Doolin is a quaint coastal village known for its close-knit community and interesting folklore. The villagers claim that a banshee's cry is occasionally heard before the death of a prominent local. According to tradition, the banshee is the spirit of a woman who lived in Doolin centuries ago, mourning the loss of her husband who drowned at sea. It also serves as a gateway to the renowned Slieve League cliffs. Rising over 600 meters above the Atlantic Ocean, the Slieve League cliffs are among the highest and most dramatic sea cliffs in Europe. The cliffs are carved from ancient quartzite and sandstone, layered over hundreds of millions of years. Some say the cliffs hold the spirits of ancient warriors, protecting the land to this day. The slopes of the cliffs are also often dotted with resilient mountain sheep. These hardy sheep roam freely across the steep hills and often surprise visitors by grazing along cliffside paths. Near the viewing area for the Slieve League cliffs is the 71 sign, an iconic marker painted on a white rock that has intrigued visitors for years, since its origin was never entirely clear. Some say it was once part of a navigational aid for fishermen or walkers, while others believe it may be a leftover from a road or distance marker long since forgotten. Located off the coast is Muir Island, Ireland's tallest sea stag. Carved over millions of years, it is primarily composed of sandstone and quartzite, making it resilient to the relentless waves and winds of the Atlantic. At its base, Muir has several hidden caves and sea arches, sculpted by years of tidal forces. These unique formations are often explored by adventurous kayakers. The island has also served as a natural landmark for fishermen and seafarers for centuries. Due to its range of flora and fauna, the island is also a protected area and recognised for its importance to Ireland's marine life and coastal ecosystem. Malin Head, one of Ireland's most isolated coastal communities. It has a peaceful, untouched feel where visitors can experience rural Irish life. After all, this small community is home to only a handful of houses, farms, and grazing lands filled with sheep and cattle. It is most famous for its coastal area and beach. With its westward-facing coastline, Malin Head offers incredible views of the sunset over the Atlantic Ocean. Just below the area is the horseshoe-shaped Silver Strand Beach, which is accessible by a staircase descending from the cliff edge. The beach's name comes from its soft, white sands, which are rare among Ireland's often rocky shores. Close to Malin Head is the glacial lake of Doonagore, which was formed during the last ice age. The area around Doonagore features beautiful walking trails that allow visitors to explore the lake's shoreline and the surrounding dense greenery. One popular legend surrounding Doonagore speaks of a curse placed upon the lake by a powerful druid. According to the tale, the druid's love was spurned, and in his sorrow, he cursed the waters, saying they would never yield a catch to fishermen. Surrounded by the tranquil waters of Doonagore is Doon Fort, an ancient stone fortification that dates back to the early Christian period. The fort's circular design and thick stone walls are typical of early Irish forts, designed to withstand attacks from rival clans. It also relates to a fairy ring said to exist nearby, as folklore tells of a group of fairies that would gather to dance under the light of the full moon. Anyone who stumbled upon their revelry was said to be blessed with good fortune, or, conversely, cursed to wander lost until they learned to respect the fairy realm. The connection between Doon Fort and the fairy ring is often emphasized, suggesting that the fort was built as a protective barrier against the mischievous fairies. Founded in the early 12th century by the Cistercian order, Dunbrody Abbey was a centre of spiritual life and agricultural innovation for centuries. At its peak, the Abbey was home to a community of monks dedicated to prayer, learning, and the cultivation of the land. The monks here were known for their agricultural expertise, employing advanced techniques to farm the fertile lands surrounding the Abbey, contributing significantly to the local economy. The architecture of the sanctuary itself reflects the typical Cistercian style, characterized by simplicity and functionality, as it was built using local limestone. Cobh is a charming little town whose heart beats alongside the tranquil River Suir, reputable for its pretty landscapes and local festivals. It hosts several annual events, including the Cobh Arts Festival, celebrating local art, music and culture, attracting visitors from all over. The town is home to St Paul's Anglican Church, one of only 2 known churches designed by the celebrated English architect John Nash. Designed in the Gothic Revival style, the church features include a striking bell tower, intricately carved wooden elements in the interior, showcasing the craftsmanship of the period. Dominating the skyline is Cobh Castle, a striking medieval fortress built in the 12th century. It is uniquely situated on an island in the River Suir, with an impressive moat that protects it from unprecedented direct assaults. This magnificent structure was strategically positioned to defend the town and the river crossing, playing a pivotal role in Ireland's turbulent history. It was captured by the forces of the Confederate Catholics during the Irish Civil War in the 17th century, and later fell under the control of the English Crown. In more modern times, the castle is featured in several films and television shows, such as the 2021 movie The Green Knight and the historical drama show The Tudors. Clew Bay is an expansive bay with 365 islands, often said to have one for every day of the year. The coastline of Clew Bay is a mix of sandy beaches and rugged cliffs, offering visitors a variety of landscapes to explore. The famous Keam Strand and other local beaches provide opportunities for sunbathing, swimming and picnicking, while the dramatic cliffs and hidden coves invite adventurous exploration. The bay has a long history, notably associated with the legendary pirate queen, Grace O'Malley, also known as Granuaile. It is said that the 16th century pirate commanded a great fleet and ruled the waters of Clew Bay. Other than that, the bay is also home to an iconic mountain called Croagh Patrick. It has been a site of pilgrimage for over 1,500 years, with St. Patrick famously fasting on its summit for 40 days. Roundstone, a fascinating coastal village that captures the essence of Irish coastal life. Its waterfront is adorned with brightly painted houses and busy fishing boats. From the rugged cliffs and sandy beaches to the tranquil bogs and rolling hills, the landscape offers countless opportunities for outdoor exploration. Popular spots like Dog's Bay Beach and Gertine Bay boast stunning sandy shores and crystal clear waters, perfect for swimming, kayaking and picnicking. The village's economy has long been rooted in fishing, and today, visitors can still witness the daily activities of local fishermen as they prepare for their catch. Built in the 15th century by the Donoghue clan, Ross Castle is a fortress structure situated amidst the landscape of Killarney National Park. It overlooks Loch Lean, the largest of Killarney's 3 lakes, and is an important location for both historical and ecological reasons. Like many castles, Ross Castle has its share of quirky folklore, including the famous legend of O'Donoghue, the spirit of a long-dead chieftain. According to lore, he can be seen rising from the waters of Loch Lean at dawn, riding a majestic white horse. It is said that he appears to those who seek to restore his castle or to protect the land from invaders. Standing between the idyllic Loch Swilly and Mulroe Bay, Malin Head Lighthouse stands as a sentinel of maritime safety. Constructed and designed by the renowned engineer George Halpin in 1857, the lighthouse features a stunning 22-metre tall tower that has become an iconic landmark. Its powerful beam can be seen for miles, warning ships of the rocky coastline and ensuring safe passage through the often perilous waters. The lighthouse was originally manned by lighthouse keepers until automation in the late 20th century. The last keeper who maintained the lighthouse for 28 years retired in the 1980s. Today, it is still in operation while serving as a popular tourist destination. Known as the Marble City due to the distinctive black marble found in the area, Kilkenny is a city brimming with culture and history. Situated in the heart of Ireland's ancient East Counties, it also boasts a well-preserved medieval skyline, which includes the stunning Kilkenny Castle. Originally built by the Anglo-Normans, this iconic 12th century fortress that dominates the landscape has undergone many transformations over the centuries. This is why the castle showcases a variety of architectural styles, reflecting the different periods of its renovation and restoration, including Gothic, Victorian, and medieval elements. Most recently, It was the main inspiration behind the 2020 animated feature film Wolfwalkers, which was even nominated for Best Animated Feature at the Oscars Academy Awards. Also known as the Cathedral of the Assumption, St Mary's Cathedral is a magnificent example of 19th century Gothic Revival architecture. Construction on St Mary's began in 1843 and was completed in 1857, replacing the earlier medieval cathedral that had stood on the site. Designed by the renowned architect William Dean, the cathedral features an impressive stone facade with intricate details, including finely carved columns and ornate arches. In the serene countryside of Kilkenny, there is Kells Priory, a medieval site that dates back to the 12th century. The priory features a series of well-preserved buildings and defensive walls. The tall, imposing towers and the beautiful arches reflect the architectural style of the period. At the heart of the priory lies the church, where worshippers gathered for centuries. Its ruins are adorned with remnants of medieval artistry, including decorative stone carvings and remnants of stained glass. The Wicklow Mountains is a mountainous region, often referred to as the Garden of Ireland, and home to a vast network of trails. They are located in Ireland's largest national park, which is also named after them. The stunning landscape of the Wicklow Mountains were formed during the last ice age, with glacial valleys and ridges, creating the dramatic scenery. At a staggering height of 121 meters, Powers Court Waterfall is the tallest waterfall in the country. It is part of the extensive Powers Court estate, a historic property renowned for its beautiful gardens and phenomenal scenery. The cascading waters of the River Vartry have carved their way through the terrain, creating this spectacular natural feature that has intrigued visitors for centuries. The waterfall was also further enhanced in the 18th century by the estate's owners, who landscaped the area to improve its aesthetic appeal and create picturesque views. In the heart of the Wicklow Mountains, Loch Tay, famously nicknamed the Guinness Lake, is one of Ireland's most picturesque and iconic lakes. Loch Tay derives its nickname from the nearby estate of the Guinness family, renowned brewers of Ireland's famous stout. The lake's deep dark waters are reminiscent of a pint of Guinness, lending to its affectionate moniker. The lake's stunning beauty has also caught the eye of filmmakers, serving as a backdrop for several movies and television shows, including the acclaimed series Vikings. Caraway Stick Waterfall is often considered one of the lesser-known waterfalls in Ireland, as it is quite remote but still accessible via hiking trails. The waterfall's appearance changes dramatically with the seasons. In winter, it may freeze partially, creating beautiful ice formations, while in spring and summer, the flow is more robust due to melting snow and increased rainfall. Blessington Lakes is a man-made reservoir created in the 1940s as part of a hydroelectric scheme to provide electricity to the region. The lakes stretch across an expansive area set against the dramatic backdrop of the Wicklow Mountains. Fortunately, they are easily accessible via a scenic drive on a bridge. Just a short drive from Dublin, the routes leading to the lakes are dotted with picturesque viewpoints. However, there were once small villages around the area, but they were submerged by the damming of the waterfall that created the man-made reservoir. Glen Magnas Waterfall cascades down the rugged cliffs of the Wicklow Mountains, offering one of Ireland's most marvellous natural spectacles with a dramatic drop of around 80 metres. This waterfall is often claimed to be the residence of a fairy. It is said that the fairy weeps for lost love, and her tears cascade down the cliff, forming this beautiful waterfall. Locals believe that if you listen closely, you can hear her soft sobs mingling with the sound of rushing water. The town of Kinsale is reputable for its brightly painted buildings and fun festivals. Kinsale's history is steeped in maritime lore, with remnants of its past visible throughout the town. One of the highlights of Kinsale's calendar is the Kinsale Regatta, an annual event along with many food and music festivals that bring the community together and draw visitors eager to experience the lively atmosphere. Notable landmarks include the historic Charles Fort, which played a crucial role during various conflicts. Constructed in the 17th century, Charles Fort is a star-shaped fortification that offers incredible views of Kinsale Harbour. Throughout its history, Charles Fort has witnessed significant events, most notably during the Williamite War in the late 17th century. In 1690, the fort was besieged and eventually surrendered to the forces of King William III, which marked a pivotal moment in Irish history. In the heart of Kinsale Desmond Castle stands as a fascinating relic of Ireland's medieval history. Built in the late 16th century, this remarkable structure is not just a castle, but a symbol of the town's influential families that once called it home. Originally constructed as a fortress by the Desmond family, the castle eventually became known for its role in the wine trade in the 17th century, importing fine wines from France and Spain. Another particularly intriguing chapter in Desmond Castle's history is its connection to the Spanish Armada, a Spanish fleet that sailed from Lisbon in 1588. That year, Spanish ships seeking refuge from a storm sought shelter in Kinsale, where the castle played a pivotal role in their interactions with the local population. Malin Head is the northernmost point of mainland Ireland, where the wild Atlantic Ocean meets rugged cliffs. It is characterized by its rugged coastal scenery of dramatic cliffs and sweeping vistas, as well as unique rock formations shaped by centuries of coastal erosion. The earliest known settlement in the area dates back to prehistoric times, with evidence of ancient structures and artifacts that speak to the long history of human activity here. One of the most iconic features of Malin Head is its historic signal station, established in the 19th century. This structure was instrumental in maritime communication, allowing ships to communicate with the mainland and enhancing the safety of sea travel. Perched atop the cliffs of Malin Head stands the old observation tower, a historic structure that overlooks the tumultuous Atlantic Ocean. Built in the early 19th century, the tower was originally constructed as a lookout point for ships navigating the perilous waters off Ireland's northern coast. Its presence at Malin Head was particularly important given its status as a prominent navigational landmark. On a small island off the coast of County Cork, the Ballycotton Black Lighthouse stands proudly as a sentinel against the wild Atlantic waves. With its striking black and white stripes, this iconic lighthouse has guided mariners safely along the rugged coastline since the 19th century. The unique black colour of the tower, complemented by its white stripes, was designed to make it easily recognisable against the backdrop of the Irish Sea. It was officially decommissioned in 2015 due to advancements in navigational technology, but remains an enduring symbol of seafaring history. Laying quietly along the rugged shores of Ballycotton on Ireland's south coast, the abandoned shipwreck of MV Alta tells a haunting tale of maritime misadventure and nature's power. This ghostly vessel, once a proud cargo ship, now serves as a poignant reminder of the unpredictability of the sea. The MV Alta was built in the 1970s and primarily operated in the Atlantic Ocean, transporting various goods. However, in September 2020, it was reported adrift off the coast of County Donegal, eventually making its way south to Ballycotton, where it ran aground in early 2021. Today, the MV Alta has become a surprising attraction for tourists and adventure seekers, despite its abandoned state. Duckett's Grove is an enchanting example of blending Gothic Revival and Tudor architectural styles. It was built as the ancestral home of the Duckett family, who were prominent landowners in the region. However, the glory of Duckett's Grove was not to last, as the estate fell into disrepair following the decline of the Duckett family in the early 20th century. A devastating fire in the 1930s sealed its fate, leaving the magnificent structure in ruins and abandoned for decades. The reason behind the fire that ravaged Duckett's Grove remains unknown. While some believe it was just an unfortunate accident, others speculate that it was set deliberately due to disputes over the estate. Dalkey Town was once simply a busy port, but has since transformed into a sought-after destination, known for its artistic vibe and welcoming atmosphere. Dalkey's roots trace back to medieval times, when it thrived as a trade centre, since its strategic location made it an essential port for shipping goods, including fish and grain. Just a short distance off the coast of the town lies Dalkey Island, a small, uninhabited island accessible by kayak or seasonal ferries from Kylemore harbour. Although currently unoccupied, there is evidence of human occupation dating back to the Neolithic period. An important site of pilgrimage for centuries, it has been known as St. Begnet's Isle since records began and is home to several other historic ruins. One of the most prominent features on the island is the Martello Tower, built in the early 19th century. This particular tower was named after a similar structure in Mortella Point, Corsica, which famously resisted British forces. The design proved effective, and over 30 towers were constructed along the Irish coastline during this period, each serving as a lookout and stronghold Nearby, the ruins of St. Begnet's Church can be found, believed to date back to the early Christian period. Dedicated to St. Begnet, a figure revered in the local tradition, the church once served as a place of worship and community gathering. St. Begnet is said to have been a powerful abbess and is credited with establishing early Christian practices in the region, making this a revered pilgrimage site. Amidst the windswept landscape, an ancient stone fort sits silently on the island's highest point, believed to date back to the early medieval period. Constructed using local granite, the fort's formidable walls showcase the impressive craftsmanship of its builders. Although unnamed, it most likely played a crucial role in the defense against Viking invasions and rival clans. The Ura Stone Circle is a mystical circle of stones, with origins dating back to the Bronze Age. Composed of a series of upright stones, the Ura Stone Circle features a prominent central stone surrounded by a ring of smaller stones. Each stone, meticulously positioned, reflects the dedication of the people who constructed this sacred site, believed to have been used for ceremonial and ritualistic purposes. This is because stone circles like Ura were known to be integral to ancient Celtic culture, often serving as gathering places for rituals that connected the community with their spirituality and the cosmos. Bunratty Castle, one of the best preserved medieval castles in the country. Originally a wooden fort in the 12th century, Bunratty Castle was rebuilt in stone in the 15th century, showcasing impressive defensive architecture. Throughout its history, the castle witnessed numerous sieges and battles, serving as a residence for powerful families, including the O'Brien clan, who were instrumental in shaping the region's history. One of the most enduring legends of Bunratty Castle involves the Banshee, a supernatural being in Irish folklore. According to local lore, the Banshee would appear to foretell the death of a member of the O'Brien family who once occupied the castle. Donegal town sits at the mouth of the River Esk, where the river meets the dazzling Donegal Bay. Strolling through Donegal town, you'll find a lively mix of shops, cafes, and traditional pubs. The town is known for its friendly atmosphere, making it the perfect place to savor local cuisine, enjoy traditional music, or pick up unique handcrafted goods. It hosts various festivals throughout the year, celebrating everything from music to food. The town's annual Harvest Festival showcases local produce and traditional crafts, bringing the community together in a lively display of culture and legacy. Then there is the Diamond, the town's central square. Throughout the year, the Diamond comes alive with various events and festivals. From vibrant markets to music performances, the square serves as a stage for community celebrations. The annual Doonagore Town Music Festival, for example, fills the air with the sounds of local musicians and attracts visitors from far and wide. During the festival season, the Diamond transforms into a magical winter wonderland, adorned with twinkling lights and decorations. The community gathers for the annual Christmas market, celebrating the season with local crafts, food and music, creating cherished memories for all. Crookhaven, a picturesque village perched on the southwestern tip of Ireland, is known to be a haven for seafarers. The village's sheltered harbour once bustled with activity, especially during the 19th century, when it became a vital stop for ships making transatlantic crossings. Telegraph operators in Crookhaven relayed news from incoming ships, making it one of the first ports to receive news from the Americas. The area around Crookhaven is also ideal for hiking, with trails that take visitors along some of Ireland's most stunning coastal scenery. These paths offer views of rocky cliffs, wildflowers, and rolling waves. Near the village, there is one of the most iconic and isolated lighthouses in the world, Fastnet Lighthouse. Known as Ireland's teardrop, Fastnet was the last sight of Ireland for emigrants departing for the Americas during the 19th century. Despite its isolation, the lighthouse was manned by keepers until 1989, when it was finally automated. Dublin is a city where ancient history meets modern life. From medieval castles and ancient cathedrals to lively streets filled with music and art, Dublin offers a blend of old world charm and contemporary culture that enchants every visitor. At the heart of Dublin lies the Dublin Castle, built in the early 13th century. The castle has served as a fortress, a royal residence, and the centre of British administration in Ireland. Today, it's an essential stop for those wanting to explore Ireland's path to independence and appreciate the elegant Georgian interiors that once hosted British and Irish dignitaries alike. Not far from Dublin Castle stands St Patrick's Cathedral, Ireland's largest and perhaps most iconic cathedral. Founded in 1191, it's a place steeped in history and legend, built on the very site where St Patrick is said to have baptized converts. With its towering spire, intricate stained glass, and connection to the author Jonathan Swift, St Patrick's is both a spiritual haven and proof of Dublin's medieval legacy. Perched atop a hill, the Killiney Hill obelisk is an 18th century landmark that offers panoramic vistas of the Irish Sea, the city, and even the Wicklow Mountains on a clear day. This striking monument was originally constructed as part of a famine relief project to provide work for locals during a period of hardship. The obelisk itself, with its simple solid design, has endured the elements for nearly 3 centuries. During the Victorian era, Killiney Hill became a popular destination for Dubliners looking for an escape from city life. The Victorians even dubbed it Ireland's Sorrento, comparing its scenic views to the Italian coastline. Just a short trip from Dublin lies Doonagore, a charming seaside town that was once a major port for passenger ferries between Ireland and Britain. The town was renamed Kingstown in 1821 to honour King George IV's visit. However, it eventually reverted to its Irish name, Doonagore, which means Fort of Lera, a 5th century king 99 years later. The town is also home to Lera Harbour, which was one of the largest artificial harbours of its time. Its construction required massive amounts of granite, quarried locally, and took almost 40 years to complete. Its historic harbour is framed by 2 long granite piers that stretch out into the Irish Sea. At the end of each pier sits one of the town's iconic lighthouses. On the west pier, you'll find the green West Pier Lighthouse, and on the east pier, the red East Pier Lighthouse. These lighthouses have guided ships safely into the harbour since the early 1800s and remain beloved landmarks for the town. Located just south of Doonagore is Martello Tower in Sandy Cove, a fortification built by the British to defend against a potential Napoleonic invasion. Although it ended up never seeing battle, it remains a unique part of Dublin's historical landscape, as it was part of a network of defensive structures along Ireland's coast. Built with thick stone walls and a small cannon platform on top, the tower offers scenic views of Dublin Bay. It is also renowned for its literary connection, as it features prominently in the opening chapter of the book Ulysses, written by Irish writer James Joyce, who lived in the tower himself for a brief period of time. Carrigo-Gunnell Castle is a ruined medieval stronghold on a volcanic outcrop that once served as a stronghold for a few ruling families, including the powerful O'Brien and Roche clans. The stronghold was ultimately destroyed in 1691 during the Williamite Wars, when it was bombarded by English forces under the command of General Ginkel. There is one popular legend that claims it's haunted by spirits, and mysterious lights have been reportedly seen in its abandoned halls. Another tale speaks of hidden treasures buried somewhere within the rocky foundations. The Emery's Celtic Cross is a massive forest formation, known for its intricate carvings that reflect the mastery of early medieval Irish stonemasonry. This beautifully crafted formation, dating back to the 9th century, features various Celtic motifs, including interlacing patterns and biblical scenes. One side of the cross depicts the crucifixion of Christ, while the other showcases figures from the Old Testament, such as Daniel in the lion's den. The formation is also significant, as it is believed to mark the burial site of an important local chieftain or ecclesiastical figure. Today, it is still being preserved and cared for by local communities and heritage organisations, ensuring that its history and artistry can be appreciated by future generations. The Owen Carrow Railway Viaduct is a remarkable engineering feat that aimed to improve transportation in this rugged region. The viaduct was completed in 1880 as part of a railway line that connected Londonderry to the coastal town of Letterkenny, facilitating trade and travel in the area. Designed in a Romanesque style, the viaduct features a series of granite arches and is notable for its symmetry and strength in order to withstand the pressure of heavy locomotives. The railway line was closed in the mid-20th century, leading to the viaduct's abandonment. The Donegal Islands, scattered along the rugged coastline of County Donegal, are an attractive array of landmasses that vary from spirited communities to serene, uninhabited landscapes. These islands are each with their own unique charm. While some islands can be reached by ferry or boat, others may require more adventurous means. Firstly, Glashidi Island is a small but striking island, accessible by boat from the mainland and ideal for day trips. Renowned for its rugged beauty and rich biodiversity, the island is a part of the Mulroe Bay area, known for its panoramic scenery. Although it may not have extensive historical records, it is thought to have been the site of interest of ancient inhabitants, given the presence of nearby archaeological sites on the mainland. The island's isolation has allowed it to remain largely untouched, reserving its natural beauty. Next is Tory Island, a remote but inhabited destination where Irish is the primary language spoken by the local community. Tory Island has a strong sense of cultural identity, and visitors can experience traditional Irish music, dance and storytelling through local events and gatherings. The islanders are known for their hospitality, often eager to share their stories and customs with guests. One of the most significant legends of Tory Island is that of the Tory King, which is a title traditionally held by a local leader elected by the islanders. The king is not only a figurehead, but also a custodian of the island's culture and traditions. The election of the Tory king is often accompanied by ceremonies and rituals that emphasize the island's unique heritage. On the northeastern tip of Tory Island is the Tory Island Lighthouse, a prominent maritime landmark with a lasting history. The lighthouse was built in 1856 and stands at a height of 15 meters. It is characterized by its distinctive white tower, topped with a red lantern. Originally manned by lighthouse keepers, the Tory Island Lighthouse was automated in 1982, eliminating the need for a resident keeper. Over the years, the lighthouse has undergone several restoration efforts to maintain its structural integrity and ensure its operational capabilities, which the local community has taken pride in. Westtown, known as Blarney in Irish, is one of the two main settlements on the island. It is home to a small population with only around 100 residents. The community is close-knit, with a strong sense of identity and tradition, as it features traditional Irish cottages painted in bright colours and is dotted with flowers and leafy vegetation. Inishbofin is a small island that features a varied landscape that includes sandy beaches, rugged cliffs, and rolling hills. It is also home to a small population, many of whom are involved in fishing, farming, and tourism. The local community maintains traditional Irish culture, with music, dance, and storytelling being significant aspects of island life. Another remote and uninhabited area is the island of Oe, which is known for its dramatic cliffs and rocky shorelines. Although it has no population today, it was once home to a small community. The island has several abandoned cottages that tell the story of its former inhabitants. These structures serve as poignant reminders of the island's agricultural past and the challenges faced by its residents in the harsh coastal environment. Aranmore is one of the largest islands off the Doonagore Islands. Featuring sandy beaches and verdant green fields, the island has several hills and elevated areas, providing magnificent panoramas of the surrounding ocean. Much like the other inhabited islands, it has a rich Gaelic heritage, and the Irish language is still spoken by many of its residents. The island has a strong tradition of music, storytelling, and crafts, which are celebrated through various community events and festivals, such as fishing festivals, Irish Language Week, and the annual festival named after itself. The last festival typically takes place during the summer months and features a mix of cultural and sporting events. Established in 1847, there is the Aranina Lighthouse, perched on one of its dramatic cliffs. The lighthouse is built in the traditional style, featuring a tall cylindrical tower made of local stone. In Irish mythology, the sea is often inhabited by various spirits and creatures. Local legends suggest that the light of Aranina Lighthouse is a beacon not only for ships, but also for these spirits. Some fishermen claim that they have encountered mermaids or selkies near the lighthouse, believed to be drawn to the light and seeking solace. On Aranmore, there is the charming village of Leabgarrow. According to local law, the first settlers arrived on the island by boat, fleeing from conflict in mainland Ireland. They were guided by a vision of a golden light that appeared over the cliffs and is said to have led them safely to the shores of the island. The village's name, which translates to the place of the Liebe, which is a bed or resting place, reflects the settlers' desire for peace and sanctuary. Near the village, there is the Clochor Beach, a stretch of coastline known for its soft golden sands and crystal clear waters, making it an ideal spot for relaxation and reflection. Other than being perfect for a quiet day of sunbathing or picnicking, it also serves as a great starting point for exploring the island's coastal paths. The Sanctuary of St. Patrick, also known as St. Patrick's Purgatory, is a significant pilgrimage site that holds a special place in the Catholic community. Its origin dates back to the 5th century, rooted in the life of St. Patrick, who is Ireland's patron saint. According to legend, St. Patrick visited the island of Lough Derg and spent 40 days in fasting and prayer, during which he was granted visions of purgatory. These visions were described by St. Patrick, and it is said that purgatory is where souls are believed to undergo purification. Pilgrims often undertake a 3-day pilgrimage, which includes fasting, prayer, and the completion of a series of rituals. The sanctuary is surrounded by the serene beauty of Lough Derg Lake, which is known for its peaceful setting, perfect for reflection and meditation. Leamcan Castle is a historic structure that features traditional Irish architecture, characterized by thick stone walls and narrow windows. The castle is believed to date back to the 16th century, a period marked by the construction of fortified houses and castles in Ireland. It was built by the local McCarthy clan, who were influential in the region. The Spire of Lloyd is an iconic landmark that was dedicated to Lord Edward Lloyd, a prominent local figure and landowner at the time. The structure was built as a memorial to honor his numerous contributions to the community. He often provided assistance in various forms, such as funding for public works and initiatives that benefited the residents of the area. He was also known to have an appreciation for the arts, and his support may have extended to cultural endeavours within the community. Castletownbere, also known as Castletownbere Haven, is one of the main fishing ports in Ireland, famous for its busy harbour that supports both commercial fishing and recreational boating. The town's economy is significantly influenced by the fishing industry, with many locals employed in fishing, processing, and related services. It was established as a strategic naval port in the 17th century, and remnants of its historical past can still be seen in various structures around the area. The town's harbour also played a critical role during the Great Famine of 1845 to 1852. Many stories recount how the local fishing community worked tirelessly to provide food for those suffering from starvation. Fishermen would risk their lives to fish for sustenance, often sharing their catch with those in need, showcasing the solidarity and compassion of the community during a time of crisis. Aranina Lighthouse, situated just off the coast of Castletownbere, stands as an essential maritime beacon along the Bear Peninsula. Constructed in the 19th century, the lighthouse is positioned on a small island and is notable for its striking white tower and red lantern room. Local fishermen have shared stories of sightings of a mermaid near Aranina Lighthouse. According to legend, she would often be seen singing on the rocks, luring sailors with her enchanting voice. The picturesque landscape surrounding Aranina Lighthouse has often led to it be featured in a number of films and photographs, most notably in the Irish romantic drama film Undine. Kylemore Abbey is a remarkable monastic site founded by St. Colman, a notable figure in early Irish Christianity. One of the most striking features of the Abbey is its round tower, which is one of the best preserved examples of its kind in Ireland. The site later became associated with the Benedictine order, which emphasized community living, prayer, and education. It is also home to several ancient Celtic crosses, and the Church of St. John the Baptist features Romanesque architectural elements. Regarding its founder, numerous legends surround the life of St. Colman. It is said that he performed various miracles, such as healing the sick and raising the dead. Galway, often referred to as the City of Tribes, is a lively coastal city located on Ireland's west coast. Known for its colourful streets and vivacious art scene, Galway is a cultural hub that draws visitors from around the world. The city is home to approximately 80,000 residents and boasts a myriad blend of traditional Irish and contemporary influences. One of the city's architectural highlights is the Galway Cathedral, officially known as the Cathedral of Our Lady, assumed into heaven, and St. Nicholas. Completed in 1965, this magnificent structure features precious stained glass windows and an impressive dome, standing as a symbol of faith and resilience in the heart of the city. Just beyond the hustle and bustle of Galway lies the Claddagh, a historic area at the edge of the city that was originally a fishing village. It is most famous for its iconic Claddagh ring, which is a traditional Irish ring in which the heart represents love, the crown stands for loyalty, and two clasped hands symbolize friendship. According to legend, the ring originated from a Claddagh man named Richard Joyce, who was captured by pirates and sold into slavery. When he managed to return home after many years, he created the ring as a token of love for his sweetheart, who had remained faithful during his absence. Nearby, there is also Menlo Castle to explore, a striking 19th century castle overlooking the River Cobh. Once the residence of the Blake family, this picturesque ruin offers a look into Galway's aristocratic past and is surrounded by beautiful gardens and scenic landscapes. It showcases the Gothic revival style, characterized by pointed arches, intricate stonework, and decorative elements that give it a fairy tale appearance. The castle is reputed to be haunted, with numerous stories of ghostly apparitions and unexplained occurrences reported by visitors and locals alike. This is Ireland, a land of natural wonders and remarkable architectural marvels. Now, if you don't want to miss the greatest wonders of Slovenia, check out this video.